They say you should never go back, but after 13 years, Jose Mourinho is returning to Real Madrid.
I want Real Madrid players to lose. I am Jose Mourinho.
A new era has started at Real Madrid, and the club is making it clear that simply competing is no longer enough. After 2 seasons without lifting a major trophy, the board decided it was time for a major change, bringing Jose Mourinho back to the Santiago Bernabeu.
The big question is, why is he going back? Well, simple answer is, you cannot say no to Real Madrid. I think Jose Mourinho's plan this summer was to leave Benfica and move to the national team. When he moved to Benfica last September, he made sure he had a clause inserted in his contract which meant that he could leave Benfica this summer. I think his long-term plan was to replace Roberto Martinez as the Portugal manager after the World Cup.
This time, he has been given far more financial backing than Carlo Ancelotti ever received, giving him the chance to rebuild the squad around his own ideas. His goal is simple: take Los Blancos back to the top of world football. Anyone who has watched Mourinho's career knows that his best teams are built from the back.
What are you looking most forward to at the World Cup?
You want the truth?
I always want the truth, Jose, always.
I want Real Madrid players to lose and go on holidays. I want the guys back to pre-season.
I get it.
Defensive strength has always been the foundation of his success, and Real Madrid's biggest weakness over the last 2 seasons was impossible to ignore. They were exposed too easily on counterattacks, struggled to deal with crosses and aerial battles, and lacked the strength and aggression Mourinho expects from his defenders. That is why his first moves in the transfer market focused almost entirely on fixing the back line. Real Madrid brought in Ibrahima Konate, Denzel Dumfries, and Marc Cucurella to give the defense a completely different look. Konate arrived from Liverpool to bring more power, speed, and authority to the center of defense.
But then Real Madrid came calling. Then his great friend Florentino Perez came calling, and he just could not say no. Why do Real Madrid want him? Well, simply because they are in such a terrible state on and off the pitch. Every time we read about Real Madrid recently, it has been for the wrong reasons, about things that have been going wrong. I think Florentino Perez thinks that Jose Mourinho is the kind of character, the kind of manager who has that aura, that personality, who can sort out this Real Madrid dressing room once and for all.
He fits Mourinho's style perfectly, with the physical presence to dominate aerial duels, the pace to recover when opponents break forward, and the confidence to defend one-on-one in open space. While his 2026 season was below his usual standard, it is worth remembering that just 1 year earlier, he and Virgil van Dijk played a huge role in helping Liverpool win the Premier League. Konate's recent form has also been shaped by circumstances beyond football.
What are the major issues that Jose Mourinho will have to deal with? I think firstly, he has got to sort out his relationship with Vinicius Jr. How will Vinicius Jr. feel about Jose Mourinho coming to Real Madrid, and will it have any kind of impact on his decision whether to extend his contract at Real Madrid or not?
Last season was a difficult one, on a personal level after the passing of his father, while Liverpool as a team struggled to reach their usual standards. Those factors are worth keeping in mind when looking at his performances instead of judging the season in isolation. On the right side, Mourinho turned to Denzel Dumfries, and the move fits his style perfectly. Dumfries is a very different type of fullback compared to Trent Alexander-Arnold. He is not known for long-range passing or pinpoint diagonal balls. His biggest strengths are his power, energy, and ability to cover huge distances throughout a match. He constantly drives up and down the right flank, wins plenty of aerial battles, and has a real talent for showing up in dangerous areas. Whether he is scoring or setting up a teammate, he regularly gets involved when it matters most. His goal contributions, especially during his time at Inter, have been consistently impressive. Fans who followed international tournaments also saw how often he created chances for his teammates.
Also, Jose Mourinho has to sort out this issue that Real Madrid have had all season. Can you have a Real Madrid team with both Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. in it? Look, Jose Mourinho is a controversial character. Some people love him, some people hate him. Some people think he's still the special one. Some people think he's yesterday's man. I think some Real Madrid fans will say, great, Jose's back. He's the one who's going to sort out this dressing room.
On top of that, his athleticism gives Real Madrid another dimension and provides valuable depth, meaning the team no longer has to depend on moving Federico Valverde into that position whenever injuries become a problem. The changes did not stop on the right side. Mourinho also brought in Marc Cucurella, and his style looks like a natural fit for the kind of football he wants Real Madrid to play. Cucurella brings relentless energy, presses high, commits fully in challenges, covers an incredible amount of ground, and keeps the intensity high from the first minute to the last. Real Madrid have often been criticized for relying too much on individual stars, but Cucurella offers a different profile. He is a defender who makes life difficult for every winger he faces by staying close, applying constant pressure, and refusing to give opponents time on the ball. On the left side, the combination of Vinicius Jr. and Cucurella gives Madrid a mix of attacking, threat, and defensive effort that few teams can match. There is also much more to his game than work rate alone.
I think, though, some Real Madrid fans will be saying, not sure about this appointment. I think this is a unique situation, and it is unique because of Jose Mourinho's history, his aura, his personality, his charisma, and also his relationship with Florentino Perez, the Real Madrid president.
Cucurella reads the game well and understands when to overlap to provide extra width or when to move into central areas to support the midfield. That tactical awareness gives Mourinho more options and allows the team to adjust its shape depending on the opponent. His delivery from wide areas has also become a real weapon, with his crossing creating several dangerous chances during Spain's recent international campaigns. Cucurella's reputation has grown significantly over the past few years. He became an important player for Spain during their successful runs at Euro 2024 and the 2026 World Cup, changing the way many fans viewed him after the doubts that surrounded his early time at Chelsea. Alongside Konate and Dumfries, he helps give Real Madrid's defense a completely new identity, adding more intensity, balance, and tactical flexibility across the backline. The biggest difference is what happens when Real Madrid lose the ball. Instead of looking exposed during transitions, Mourinho has built a defensive unit with more speed, strength, aggression, and discipline. His philosophy has always been clear. Titles are earned through a solid defense first, with everything else built on top of that foundation. Some fans will naturally wonder why these signings were necessary after Madrid had already strengthened similar positions the previous summer by bringing in Carreras, Dean Huijsen, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. It is a fair question, but Mourinho is not thinking about just his strongest starting lineup. He wants a squad with enough quality and variety to compete across an entire season in every competition. The players signed last year still have an important role to play because each of them offers different strengths. Trent Alexander-Arnold, for example, remains one of the best passers from the fullback position. When he has space and time, he can unlock almost any defense with a single pass. However, Mourinho is not looking for the same type of fullback in every match, and squad depth also becomes important over a long campaign, especially when injuries and fixture congestion become factors. Certain games demand a different approach. When protecting a narrow lead away from home or facing a powerful winger, Mourinho is more likely to prefer a defender whose main priority is winning duels and shutting down attacks. That is where Denzel Dumfries becomes such a valuable option. His physical strength, aerial ability, and defensive mindset make him a better fit for those situations. The same thinking extends to the centre-back positions, where Mourinho values defenders who can dominate physically as much as they can play with the ball. Dean Huijsen has all the qualities to become one of Europe's top ball-playing centre-backs, but he is still at an early stage of his development. Expecting a young defender to handle 50 or 60 matches in a season, while partnering veterans or teammates dealing with recurring injury setbacks, would place a huge amount of pressure on him. That is where Ibrahima Konate becomes such an important addition. He has already shown he can perform at the highest level and brings the pace, strength, and experience needed to lead the defense from the start. His presence also allows younger defenders to develop without carrying the weight of the entire back line every week. A similar idea applies on the left side. Alvaro Carreras has shown plenty of attacking promise, but like many young fullbacks, he is still improving the defensive side of his game. Marc Cucurella offers a different profile, bringing experience, intensity, and defensive consistency that can be especially valuable in high-pressure matches against top opponents. Another factor Real Madrid cannot ignore is their recent injury record. Over the last few seasons, defenders such as Eder Militao, David Alaba, and Dani Carvajal have all missed significant stretches through injury. With a schedule that includes La Liga, the Champions League, the Copa del Rey, and international breaks, relying on only one top-quality player for each position is no longer realistic. Mourinho appears focused on building real depth across the squad, and with the defensive rebuild taking shape, attention naturally shifts to strengthening the midfield. Real Madrid's midfield has gone through a major transition. For more than a decade, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric controlled games with a level of composure and intelligence that very few players in football history could match. With Kroos retired and Modric moving to AC Milan, Madrid lost two players who could dictate the rhythm of almost any match. The squad still has plenty of energetic midfielders who can cover huge distances, win duels, and bring intensity to the game. What it lacked was a player capable of calming everything down, keeping possession under pressure, and controlling the tempo against elite opponents. That is why the chance to sign Bernardo Silva on a free transfer stands out as such a valuable move. Players with his experience and technical quality rarely become available without a transfer fee. Bernardo has spent years showing why he is regarded as one of the most technically gifted midfielders in the world. Even when surrounded by 2 or 3 defenders, he stays calm, protects the ball, and often finds a clever way to escape pressure before picking out the right pass. Those qualities make him a reliable outlet whenever his team is being pressed. His impact goes beyond ball retention. Against teams that defend deep, Bernardo has the vision and creativity to unlock compact defenses with smart movement and precise passing.
Bern is my weakness. So, stop.
In matches that become fast, physical, and unpredictable, he also has the composure to slow the game down, regain control, and help Real Madrid play at the pace that suits them best. Bernardo Silva offers much more than creativity in possession. One of the main reasons Mourinho wanted him is because of the work he does without the ball. During his years at Manchester City, Bernardo earned a reputation as one of the team's hardest working players. He presses relentlessly, tracks runners, and is always willing to do the less glamorous side of the game. That combination is rare. It is not often you find a midfielder with elite technical ability who is equally committed to winning tackles, closing down opponents, and helping the team defensively. Those qualities make him an ideal fit for Mourinho's system, where every player is expected to contribute on both sides of the ball. Tactically, Bernardo gives Real Madrid plenty of options. He can drop alongside Aurelien Tchouameni to help build attacks from deep, play as an advanced central midfielder, or drift into the right half spaces to combine with players such as Arda Güler and Diomande. Wherever Mourinho decides to use him, Bernardo helps link the defense, midfield, and attack into one connected unit. There is a reason Pep Guardiola trusted him in so many different roles over the years. His experience is another major asset. After winning multiple league titles and other major trophies with Manchester City, Bernardo understands what it takes to compete at the highest level. He has played in the biggest matches, handled enormous pressure, and brings the mentality expected from a player wearing the Real Madrid shirt. Another key piece of Mourinho's plan is Aurelien Tchouameni, who recently signed a contract extension with the club. Mourinho's goal is to keep him in the position where he can have the greatest impact. In recent seasons, injuries across the squad often forced Tchouameni to fill in at centre-back or take on different midfield roles whenever the team needed him. While he always did his job, those changes meant his strongest qualities were not seen consistently. Back in his natural role as the holding midfielder, he can sit in front of the defense, break up attacks, win second balls, and provide protection for the back line. His role is not to control the game like Toni Kroos, or produce defense-splitting passes like Luka Modric. Instead, he gives the team balance, defensive security, and the platform that allows the more creative players around him to thrive. That is exactly where Aurelien Tchouameni makes his biggest impact. His job is not to produce spectacular passes or dominate the highlight reels. He is there to break up attacks, recover loose balls, win physical battles, and stop dangerous counterattacks before they become real threats. It is a role built on discipline and positioning, allowing the rest of the team to play with greater freedom. In many ways, it resembles the type of midfield role Claude Makelele became famous for. While others received most of the attention, he handled the defensive work that kept the entire team balanced. Mourinho has always valued players who can quietly control games through their defensive intelligence, and Tchouameni has the qualities to do exactly that. With a reliable shield in front of the backline, Real Madrid's attacking midfielders can focus on what they do best. Bernardo Silva can dictate possession, Jude Bellingham can make powerful runs into advanced areas, and Arda Güler can find space between the lines to create chances. Knowing Tchouameni is protecting the defense gives those players more confidence to take risks in attack. There is also another name that continues to be linked with Real Madrid, and it could become one of the biggest moves of Mourinho's rebuild, Rodri. If the club were able to complete that signing, it would add another world-class option to the midfield and significantly increase the team's control in big matches. Few players influence the rhythm of a game the way Rodri does. He rarely rushes decisions, keeps possession under pressure, completes an enormous number of passes, and always seems to understand when to slow the tempo or increase it. His calmness on the ball allows the entire team to stay organized, making him the player many attacks naturally flow through. What separates Rodri from many deep-lying midfielders is the way he combines technical quality with defensive authority. He is strong in physical duels, dominant in the air, difficult to dispossess, and has a history of delivering important goals in high-pressure moments. Those qualities explain why he is often viewed as such a valuable player. From a tactical perspective, Rodri would give Mourinho several different options. He could operate as the lone defensive midfielder, controlling the game from deep while protecting the back four. Against stronger opponents, he could also line up alongside Tchouameni in a powerful double pivot, giving Real Madrid even greater stability and control in midfield. With the defense strengthened and the midfield given more control, Mourinho's attention turned to the final part of the squad, the attack. Rather than chasing big names for the sake of it, the focus was on fixing a tactical issue that had affected Real Madrid for the last 2 seasons. The team's attacking play had become far too predictable because almost everything flowed down the left side. Vinicius Jr. naturally wanted the ball on the left wing. Kylian Mbappe often drifted into the left half space, Rodrigo regularly occupied similar areas, and Jude Bellingham frequently made late runs through that same channel. As a result, opposing teams could overload one side of the pitch, crowd Madrid's biggest attacking threats, and devote far less attention to the right flank. That is why Yan Diomande fits into Mourinho's plans. His arrival is less about adding another talented attacker, and more about solving a structural problem. Unlike many modern wingers who constantly move inside, Diomande is comfortable staying wide on the right. By holding his position, he stretches the opposition's defensive shape, keeps the fullback occupied, and creates the width Real Madrid have been missing. That small tactical change can have a major impact. If opponents continue committing extra defenders to stop Vinicius and Mbappe on the left, Madrid can quickly switch play through players such as Bernardo Silva or Trent Alexander-Arnold and find Diomande isolated against a single defender. Those are the situations where his strengths become most dangerous. Diomande's explosive pace, quick feet, and confidence in one-on-one situations make him a constant threat whenever he receives the ball with space to attack. Defenders are forced to respect his ability to beat them on either side, making it much harder to ignore the right wing. Once opponents begin shifting across to deal with that danger, the entire attack benefits. Mbappe finds more room to operate through central areas, Vinicius faces fewer double teams on the left, and Bellingham gains larger spaces to attack from midfield. Instead of relying almost entirely on one side of the pitch, Real Madrid become much more balanced and far more difficult to defend. That is why Diomande's role goes beyond his own statistics. His positioning changes the shape of the attack, creates better opportunities for his teammates, and helps the entire front line function as a more complete unit. Even then, the attacking department did not require a complete overhaul because, on paper, Real Madrid already had one of the strongest collections of attacking talent in world football. The biggest issue was never a lack of talent, it was how all of that talent fit together on the pitch. Recent international performances only reinforced that idea. Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., and Jude Bellingham all reminded everyone why they are considered among the best players in the world when they are used in roles that match their strengths. Mbappe's quality has never really been in doubt. Even during Real Madrid's trophyless spell, he continued producing goals at an incredible rate. At the World Cup, he finished as the tournament's Golden Boot winner, once again showing why he is regarded as one of the game's most dangerous forwards. Playing through the middle in a system built around his movement, he constantly attacked the space behind defenses and remained a threat throughout the competition. Bellingham also enjoyed an outstanding tournament with England. Operating as an attacking midfielder behind Harry Kane, he timed his runs into the penalty area brilliantly and repeatedly found himself in dangerous scoring positions. His performances brought back memories of the remarkable form he showed during the 2024 season, when he regularly influenced matches with goals and late runs from midfield. Vinicius also looked much closer to his best. Time after time, he received the ball in wide areas, isolated defenders in one-on-one situations, and created opportunities with his pace and dribbling. Despite Brazil's overall struggles, he remained one of their brightest performers and consistently looked capable of changing matches through individual moments of quality. His display against Morocco was especially important, as he continued creating dangerous chances when his team needed inspiration. Brahim Diaz also impressed during the tournament, contributing several assists for Morocco and showing the creativity that has made him an increasingly valuable attacking player. The tournament did not suddenly transform these players into better footballers. Instead, it highlighted what happens when elite talent is placed in a tactical system that suits its strengths. That may be one of the biggest lessons Mourinho takes into this new Real Madrid project. The squad has never lacked world-class ability. The real challenge has been the team's structure. Too often, Madrid's biggest attacking names drifted into the same areas of the pitch, making it easier for opponents to defend and reducing the space each player had to operate. Rather than complementing one another, their movements frequently overlapped. That is one reason the partnership between Vinicius and Mbappe has not always looked as natural as many expected. Mourinho's approach aims to create clearer roles across the front line. With Yan Diomande holding the width on the right, the attacking shape becomes far more balanced. Vinicius can stay wide on the left, where he is at his most dangerous, while Mbappe remains through the middle, focusing on attacking the space behind defenders instead of regularly dropping deep to receive the ball. That structure gives each attacker more room to play to their strengths and allows the entire front line to function with greater balance and purpose. That setup also allows Jude Bellingham to play to his greatest strengths. Instead of spending long periods as a deeper central midfielder, he can arrive late in the penalty area, where his timing and movement have made him one of the most dangerous goal-scoring midfielders in football. There is another major change Mourinho is expected to bring: defensive discipline. Talent alone will not guarantee a place in the team. Every player will be expected to contribute when Real Madrid are out of possession. Vinicius Jr. and Yan Diomande will need to track back and support their fullbacks, while Diomande's willingness to compete in duels and help defensively adds another useful dimension to the squad. Bellingham is likely to play an important role in leading the press through the middle, while Mbappe's main responsibility will be to stay high, occupy the opposing centre-backs, and be ready to attack the moment Madrid regain possession. Even so, he will still be expected to contribute to the team's pressing structure when the situation demands it. Looking at the bigger picture, Real Madrid's response to 2 trophyless seasons appears to be based on long-term planning rather than panic. The club identified several weaknesses within the squad, brought back a manager with a proven track record at the highest level, and gave him the backing to reshape the team according to his ideas. Of course, none of that guarantees success. Football is decided on the pitch, not during the transfer window. Mourinho is returning to one of the biggest jobs in the sport, after spending several years away from managing a club of this level, and there will naturally be questions about whether he can deliver another successful era. There are also other challenges to overcome. Reports of tensions within the squad during the previous season raised concerns about team chemistry, and maintaining a united dressing room will be just as important as any tactical decision. The commitment of the attacking players without the ball will also be closely watched throughout the season. If everyone fully buys into Mourinho's demands, Real Madrid could become one of Europe's strongest teams. If those pieces fail to come together, they could once again find themselves falling short despite the quality of the squad. Even if this project doesn't deliver every trophy Real Madrid are chasing, one thing is clear: there is finally a clear direction. Instead of making random decisions, the club has built a plan around Mourinho's ideas, addressing the weaknesses that have held the team back and trying to create a squad capable of competing at the very highest level for years to come. Whether it succeeds or falls short, this rebuild will be one of the biggest football stories to follow. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Matchio, and turn on notifications so you never miss future football documentaries, transfer deep dives, and tactical breakdowns. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Do you think Mourinho can bring Real Madrid back to the top, or will this rebuild fall short? Now, if you want to see how Mourinho rescued Real Madrid in a very similar situation 16 years ago, click the documentary on your screen right now.